Hello viewers, this is Nahoo News Weekly. It's me, Gifty McConnell, presenting this week's news to you. Please stay tuned. Moving on to our first news. Ethiopia and Sudan agreed to resolve their problems peacefully. Prime Minister Abi Ahmed and Sudan's transitional federal government, President General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, have agreed to resolve unresolved issues peacefully. The two leaders met on sidelines of the 39th IGAD Special Leaders Meeting in Nairobi on bilateral and regional issues. The Prime Minister's office said during the meeting, it was mentioned that the two countries have many foundations on which they can work peacefully. Prime Minister Abi Ahmed, on his part, said the ties between the two countries are greater than any other division. We are both committed to resolving unresolved issues peacefully through dialogue, he wrote. He reaffirmed Ethiopia's commitment to work with the Sudanese people for development and peace. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, chairman of Sudan's transitional federal government, on his part said the two countries have agreed to resolve their differences peacefully. Al-Burhan said Ethiopia and Sudan are strong, brotherly countries with strong and long-standing friendship. Prime Minister Abi Ahmed has said that the Shane group is attacking innocent civilians in West Wallagga. In a statement posted on his social media page, Prime Minister Abi Ahmed said, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our citizens and will continue to pursue the terrorist group and eradicate it with our people." The United States has demanded for accountability for the attacks on civilians in the Oromia region. The U.S. Embassy in Addis Ababa said in a statement that it wants the culprits to be held fully accountable for the human rights violations. The embassy expresses condolences over Oromia attacks, wishing comfort for all those affected. The embassy urged Ethiopians to refrain from violence and to stay and hold talks to end all armed conflicts in the country. The U.S. government wants full accountability for the human rights abuses in the Oromia region, the embassy has said. The World Food Programme says it's providing food aid for more than 650,000 people in Afar state. According to the social networking site, the trucks carrying the company's emergency food aid have arrived in the northern Afar area of Koneba and are being unloaded at the warehouses. WFP is assisting more than 650,000 people displaced by conflict and drought in the Afar region every 6 weeks. The World Food Programme said last week that it had provided aid to 80,000 people in the region and would continue to do so. Ethiopian Human Rights Council urges the federal government and regional government of Oromia to immediately stop identity-based attacks in the region. Human Rights Watch issued a statement on human rights violations in the Oromia regional state. The statement said that there have been recent attacks by the Shani militia in the Oromia region. Human Rights Watch says that a large number of innocent people are being killed, injured, having their property destroyed, and other human rights violations are taking place. Although the government has a primary responsibility to prevent such acts and to protect the safety and human rights of citizens, this has not been the case. A large number of innocent people are being targeted in the Oromia regional state. Recognizing that the federal and Oromia regional governments have a responsibility to protect human rights of the people in Oromia, they called for an immediate end to ongoing violence against Amhara people in the Oromia region. The Ethiopian Meteorological Institute has warned residents living in steep and sloped areas to be vigilant as the first few days of July may have severe flooding. The institute has issued a statement on the weather forecast for July 8th to 18th of 2022. In the first few days of July, thunderstorms and snowstorms are expected in the country. The statement also added that according to the forecast, heavy rains and flooding over the next couple of days could cause severe flooding. 100 to 200 millimeters of rain is expected in western and central parts of the country. During the first few days of July, normal and above normal rains are expected in various parts of Oromia, Amhara, Tigray, and SNNPR. Most of the Nile, Baro, Akobo, Takaze, Awash, Rift Valley, Omo, Gabe, Afar, Danakil, Upper and Middle, Wabi Shabele, and Gannale, Dawasa basins are expected to have very high humidity. Moving on to our final news, the House of People's Representatives is discussing the current security situation in the country and the massacre of innocent people. One member of parliament told Ethiopian Insider that the parliament is expected to pass a resolution after discussing the issue. A special meeting was convened at the request of Committee of Councillors from the Amhara region, according to a source close to the Ethiopian Insider. Members of parliament from the ruling Prosperity Party and the opposition Amhara National Movement included members of parliament who did not want to be named. The statement issued today that the House of Representatives is expected to condemn the massacre. Private media professionals who were present to cover another session of parliament were not allowed to enter. This was Nahoo News Weekly, presenting this week's news to you. It was me, Gifty Makonnen. Please stay tuned to the remaining programs on Nahoo Television. Until next week, have a good time.